the Fourth Quarter Faith podcast, where football meets conviction. I am Jake Galagna here with my co-host Jesse Shalalo. Before we start, hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when all of our videos drop. Comment faith once you are subscribed down in the comment section. We want everyone to subscribe, or as many people as we possibly can, which we want it to be everybody. So make sure you subscribe and tell everyone else you know to subscribe. Also, before we start, just another reminder that Jesus loves you. Now let's get started. Jesse, how are you today?
I'm good.
On this beautiful Wednesday.
It's not beautiful. It's cold. It's March and it's cold, and I don't like
It
it.
is cold. It's still
That's
a
what we get.
beautiful day.
It's all
God
right.
woke you up for another day.
It would be nicer if it was warmer. You know it to be true.
It would be.
But anyway, I'm not bantering with you right now. My day
I'm
was
not
good,
bantering.
brother.
I swear I'm
brother,
not.
brother,
Promise you I'm not bantering.
brother.
Now it's gonna turn into a banter.
Yeah, because now you wanted to make
keep
it a
going.
banter. Okay.
Just keep going.
Anyway, I am doing good. The Lord is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Just
Facts.
trying to keep my trying to keep it I can't think of words right now. Words are very hard right now. I
Well, English
am
is hard.
I am getting by day. Um NFL kind of gives me like moments of like, ooh, I'm
Yeah.
excited for the season, but knowing that it is indeed the off season is kind of a little down because we won't have football for another couple months. I did go to B Dubs last night to watch the World Baseball Classic Championships.
I don't want to talk about it.
Bryce Harper had a great home run. I really thought that was like, okay, we're back. Aaron Judge is gonna hit the next one, and then
So did I.
we're gonna have the lead, and it's gonna be great. So it was. But shout out to Venezuela, man. They played a great brand of ball. You can't really deny the talent that they have on that side. And now that's the first time the country's won a World Baseball Classic championship. So congrats to them. And also shout out to Bryce Harper for being a sportsmanship and dabbing up everybody after the game. That's just knowing that you love the game that much that like even when you lose, you're excited to see other people win. So shout out to him for doing that.
I didn't see that.
Um,
So did
yeah,
he do it after they
I
got
saw
the
a clip of it.
trophy?
No, I saw a clip. I think it was like after everything like died down and like most of the fans were gone. He was just dabbing everybody up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
probably
so
stayed out. I went to bed after
they were probably out until
literally
who knows how long. It was Miami.
literally as soon as the guy on US Roman Anthony struck out to end the game, I went to bed because I was like,
Well, I was
I
at
was
Beto, so as soon as that happened, I was already on my car driving home. But
I
I
was
saw a clip
upset
of it when I
that
got home.
the US lost. They couldn't do anything. I'll give you my quick thoughts on the US.
It was a very boring game. I'll just say that.
This is not football related, but it's
It's
baseball
sports
related,
related, and we're gonna talk about it. It's CUS,
and
okay?
I'm a big baseball guy too.
We're gonna do
So
the same thing when the World Cup happens. So you know what? Screw
I
it.
played baseball my whole life.
So we're gonna talk about it a little bit. And that's fine.
So, by the way, go Orioles. My thought on the World Baseball Classic, especially the US, they went through so many spurts of where they couldn't do anything offensively. It didn't matter what their pitching did. It didn't matter, like, except for like Paul Skeens and Scooble. Like
But I
all the
don't think
other games,
he wasn't even in that net yesterday.
no. He pitched against the Dominican, and
Yeah, he had a
Paul
pitch count. I was like,
Skeens
yeah,
is
that makes sense.
Paul Skeens is really freaking good. He's probably if not the best pitcher in baseball, he's the second best pitcher. And shout out to Paul Skeens because that dude that's the kind of dude you want on your team, especially a U.S. national team. That dude was all about repping the U.S.
I'll see him
So
in another
shout
3
out to
years.
Paul Skeens. You seem like a great dude. Your girlfriend's a little annoying, but that's besides the point.
Oh,
But
oh,
yeah,
all
like
right. Shot
they
to
couldn't
eliminate that
hit
is crazy.
anything, especially against Venezuela.
Yeah,
Like they very well could have gone scoreless. Like they could have gotten shut out in that game.
pretty much.
Um,
In Bryce,
but
we
yeah, they
trust.
couldn't get a leadoff man on. They couldn't score. So it was tough for the I mean, they beat the Dominican, but they didn't really do much offensively. They had 2 home runs. By the way, I'm mad at the manager for the US. Play Gunnar Henderson. Why is he not in the championship game? That game could have been different if he played the whole game.
Uh,
We don't know.
we don't. A lot of people could have played it. It could be a different outcome. We don't know.
Okay, but answer this.
Can't just hold it to Gunner. That's crazy.
Answer this question. Okay, there's another guy too
Go
that
ahead.
Byron Buxton, if you know who that is. He was a center fielder. There's a guy called
Mm-hmm.
his name's Pete Crow Armstrong, plays for the
Mm-hmm.
Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been in the game too. It should have been Gunnar and him starting over Alex Bregman and Byron Buxton. And answer this question real quick.
Mm.
If
Why would I answer? You know, I'm not a baseball guy, so this
just
is not going to
no,
end well for you.
just answer it. It's
Go
going to be
ahead.
a general
Go ahead.
wording of the question.
All right.
If you had somebody hitting 429 on your team in this tournament,
Yeah.
and you know 429 is
Yes.
insanely
Dang near
good
500.
average.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang near 500. Yeah. Yeah.
Would you start him in a championship game if he's been your best hitter overall?
I
He
mean,
has the best average. He
it
has
depends on
this.
how depends on how the I think with the manager, I think it depends on like the lineup he was trying to do, and also just like the players' like physical health. Because like we don't know if it was like he just didn't want to start him, or if it was just like he was tired after the Dominican game, which I mean is
No,
possible. So I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying that the manager is right. I'm just saying he had to make a choice. He made his choice, and he's gonna lie with that choice.
well,
That's all.
I was gonna tell you his reasoning, which I don't agree with. It was because because Gunnar played like every other game in this tournament. Um, and he got occasional like pinch hitting stuff and all that jazz. But
Yeah, he
the
pinched him
reason
yesterday.
I know he should have been in the whole game, not a last ditch effort in the ninth inning because you're down a run. But his reasoning was to not play Gunnar was he had against the starting pitcher for the Dominican, he was 7 for 9 with 2 home runs over his career facing that guy. And then the guy that started for Venezuela, he was like, I think he was hitting like 224 against or 227 against him in his career because he's a lefty. And lefty on lefty is a lot harder than even righty on righty. But like, it just doesn't make sense to me why you would not play Gunnar Henderson when he's been your best player. I don't care who's pitching. Like in my opinion, you play your hottest guys. You're playing in a World Baseball Classic. This is the championship game. Like it's not like it's a 162 game season during the regular season. You're playing in a World Baseball Classic that happens every 3 years, and this is your best player so far. So I would play your best players in the championship.
And I'm not saying that I won't deny that's not true. I think it is.
That's my
I
little rant.
this
Sorry.
that's no, I you're a baseball guy, so that's you're very
And Gunner's my
fired up.
guy, so
You're very fired up about stuff like that, and I don't blame you.
he's on the
So
Orioles, so
yeah.
it's my guy.
Um but yeah, anyway, I just brought that up because that's what I was doing yesterday. So shout
That
out
went
you
into a whole tangent there, but I had to get that out somewhere.
shout out USA. They put up a good fight. And now we just gotta wait 3 years till the next one. So that's all that is. Anyway, let's get
Got a better
into
start in that one. That's for
buddy,
sure.
buddy. Let it go. You said your piece. Let it go.
Just saying.
You
Best
said
player.
your piece. You said your piece. Let it go. we
Just throwing
got the
out there.
gist of what you. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm
And
done.
this is why it's
I'm
hard to
done.
talk to
I'm
you.
done.
No,
I'm
I'm
done.
kidding. All right. First thing on the docket, pretty much the biggest news. This free agency part 3, if you haven't been watching us at this point, because it's all we got to talk about.
We're gonna
So
have draft stuff too soon, so
yeah, because I mean the draft is up around the corner, but we're just
that's one thing to
another.
look forward to. There
It
are
is another.
laws. There
It
are
is.
laws in the
It
off
is.
season,
They
but
are very
we
low
got the draft
lows, but
coming
they're
up.
also high highs. So right now we're in a low. In a couple weeks we'll be at a high. But anyway, the biggest news in free agency: the Denver Broncos have acquired Jaylen Waddle in a trade from the Miami Dolphins. They got Jaylen Waddle, and I believe it was a
Hold on,
4th
I'm
pick
looking
from the
up the
Dolphins.
compensation.
I believe that's what it was. It was Jaylen Waddle in a 4th, and the Dolphins got a 1st, a 3rd, and a
Oh,
4th in this year's draft.
waiting to pull up.
Um, so I mean not Mike, Jake, Jake can double check
Whoa.
me. That's crazy. Jake can double check me on the compensation, but um, from the Broncos' perspective, I think now you have a good to very good wide receiver 2 in Jaylen Waddle. Um, I think you can't deny that Jaylen Waddles has been like a top wide receiver 2 in the league for a very long time. He is being used very well in Miami. And yeah, now it was with Tua. Now he's going to be with Bo Nix. And now he's in a wide receiver room of Cortland Sutton. God, I forget their wide receivers name. I think Troy Franklin's one. Pat Bryan, Marvin Mims, Lil
You
Jordan
got him.
Humphrey. Shout out to you.
You did
So
pretty good there. You
now
named them all.
I know I got it. I got it pretty good. So that's exciting to see how he's going to fit in this offensive scheme now that you have a bona fide stud at wide receiver 2. Now for the Dolphins, it makes you think why they got Malik Willis, because they pretty much all their best weapons are now gone, and now they have, I think, one of the biggest cap cap hits in like NFL history, because I think
Dead
they're gonna
cap.
be, yeah, dead cap hits gonna be like 134 million, give or take. So
Okay, I
they're gonna
got
be
the
in debt
full
for
compensation.
a while. What was it?
Uh, so this is from Schefter. So that's what I was trying to find.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Denver receives Waddle and Dolphins' 4th-round pick, 11th in round 4 in this year's draft. Miami receives Broncos' 1st-round pick, which is 30th overall, along with their late 3rd and 4th-round picks, 30th in each round in this
Yes,
year's.
I was
Wait,
on the money.
I
I
think
was
it's
on
this
the
year's draft.
money.
In this year's
Yes, this year.
draft.
Yeah, I was on the money, so that's good. I know my stuff. Anyway, yeah, I think from Miami perspective, I think they're pretty much now in a rebuilding phase, because everybody that was the biggest parts of the Dolphins' success, minus Achan, who's still in the building, is all gone. And so now at this point, they're in a full rebuild mode, trying to recover what they've lost. But it just does make me consider. It makes me think: should Malik Willis have signed with the Dolphins if they were just going to rebuild? Maybe he could have gone to a place where they had better weapons, because now I think his best receiver now is Malik Washington and Tutu Atwell. So,
He's
and
got Tutu.
that's not gonna make any people happy if you're a Dolphins fan. But
They could draft a
um,
receiver 30th, but I think
exactly.
they
So
have more pressing issues than that.
they have a lot more pressing issues than that. But it wouldn't surprise me if they use their first pick on a weapon. I think they should probably use it on a weapon and
Hey,
maybe
he's
some
still got
defense.
Achan.
Yeah, Achan's going to be his number one, and maybe Greg Durlich, which I thought I'd never say Greg Durlich's name in
Yeah, because
2026,
they
but
don't
here
have
we are. Darren Waller left.
Darren Waller.
So, but yeah, Jake, what are your thoughts on the Waddle trade? Because also, I don't think I expected Waddle to be traded. That was like
Me
way
neither.
out of left field for me. I was like, oh,
I
sick.
thought since they
Okay,
got rid of Tyreek that they would at least keep Waddle to have like
at least for the year.
a good weapon. But my thoughts on it, I think I love this for Denver, first of all.
I agree.
I think Bo Nix finally has I think he's their number one over Sutton. I just think
I don't hate
Jaylen
it.
Waddle can do more than Sutton. Sutton's more of a possession guy. Sutton's not an explosive down the field,
I don't
like
know. Now
run
I
every
disagree with
route
you.
type of guy. He's a 6'3", 6'4"
Uh-huh.
big receiver. He's a possession guy. Like that's what he's best at
Mm-hmm.
least. So like I think getting Jaylen Waddle to pair with him makes that duo very like that's a really good duo.
No,
Because
I
you got
agree. I
one
agree.
guy that's explosive, he's fast, he can run every route, he's a downfield threat, and then you got a boundary 50-50 tall possession receiver. And then you
Yeah.
got like Troy Franklin, Mims, Lil Jordan Humphrey,
Pat
and
Bryant.
the rest of their receiving room. What?
Pat Bryant. Put some respect on his name.
Pat Bryant,
Put some
he's
respect
gonna
on his
be
name.
pretty good.
Yeah.
But for them, I love it. So I think Bo Nix finally has a true like a number one. I think this improves their offense dramatically.
Here's the thing. I still
It
think
improves
Cortland
their
Sutton's the
passing
one.
game like 100 times what
I
it
think
was.
Sutton's still the one, just for like the veteran aspect, because I think he's the only receiver that's been in Denver for a while at this point.
Well,
So
he's the longest tenured Bronco
so I think
in the
in that
receiving room.
perspective, I think he would still be the one just for the veteran and the captain aspect, just because he's been in the locker room for a long time. But if we're talking talent for talent, I think Waddle will most likely become wide receiver one in like stat wise. But I think if you're talking like in the room with the team, I think Sutton's still the one. He's the guy.
Okay, would you say he's the one, or would you say right now, based on not playing with each other yet and
Mm.
probably not getting any reps or chemistry with Waddle yet, considering it just happened, would you say it's more of that he trusts Sutton right now more
I would
over
say
that
so.
Sutton is the actual number one?
I would say so. I think there's something to be said about having a receiver that's been in the room for a long time, that you know you can trust them, that if you need them to catch a football, that they can catch a football. And I'm not here saying Cortland Sutton is like a top 10 wide receiver in the league. He's a very good receiver. He's a dang good wide receiver in this league, and he has been for a very long time. But I think and this is not to diminish Jaylen Waddle and what's going to bring to the team as well, but I think there's something to be said about a guy who's been in that locker room for a long time and has seen so many changes in that team that happened since he's been drafted there, that like he's been through the ringer. He's been through so many quarterbacks that like now they're like now that he's in this place where has Bo Nix. They have now like a really competent wide receiver too, and the rest of their guys that are wide receiver threes, and a good defense. Now he knows that now he's like the guy that's like been there for a minute. He's been through the adversity. He's had to go through all these challenges. Like he's the person that I would say like is the guy I would want to trust and run out of the locker room with, because I know he's been through it. And even then for the Broncos in general, I think they're still in win now mode, because it's just Jaylen Waddle getting him was like, yeah, we're trying to win a championship.
Well, yeah, you got your
I think the
quarterback on a
team they
rookie
have,
deal.
yeah, the team that they have now for sure can win a championship. I think probably have a couple more pieces left that they have to deal with. I think just strengthening a couple things on the defensive side of the ball. But other than that, I mean, at
Yeah,
least
they
in the
gotta.
AFC, the Broncos are there. They got to be up there for teams that could make a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, they were
They were right there. They were
one
right
game
there against the
away,
Patriots. So,
even
but yeah,
without someone like Waddle, and
if they
Bo
had
Nix
someone,
wasn't playing.
exactly, it was Jared Stidham. Shout out to Stidham.
But what was I gonna
Yeah.
say? Um,
Did I take your train of thought? My bad.
no,
My bad.
I started listening and I just forgot.
Yeah.
But for Miami's side,
I don't know what's going on with them.
I think it. I mean, it's obviously a fire sale in Miami. For all we know, Achan could be traded this offseason. We don't
He's
know
not.
because it
He's
seems like
not.
everyone else is.
He's not.
I'm not gonna say it's likely, but I'm not gonna throw it out the window. because
He's
we
their
didn't
only
think.
competent weapon. He's their only competent weapon.
I know, but did we
There's
think
no
Waddle
way.
was going to get traded? No, because
There were
before he was
rumors, of course.
traded, they only had 2 legit weapons. Like
Yeah,
they
now they
only
only
had
have
2
one.
good skill position players on their
I
team.
think what they were trying to say is that it's very hard to find a legitimate running back, which is what they have, than to get a receiver that they know could take the leap. Not saying Waddle couldn't have taken the leap as wide receiver one on the Dolphins,
He never got the
but
shot.
I know I don't disagree. But now they're just gonna bank on a rookie to take them over the hump.
Well,
That's
I
that's what
know
they're doing.
the reason they traded him was because like they let go of Tua. Like
Yeah,
they have a $99 million dead cap hit just from Tua for the next 2 years.
yeah.
So if they're willing to do that, I shouldn't have been surprised that Waddle was traded. But for Miami's
It-
side of
yeah.
it,
hmm
I think that obviously, like I said, it's a fire sale in Miami. They got rid of Tua, they got rid of Tyreek, they got rid of Waddle. Um, I think they need to rebuild.
Yeah.
They've been trying to patch together a team that they think. Where'd you go? Oh,
Sorry.
they're trying to patch together a team that they thought could compete and put up points and get them to the postseason. And with Mike McDaniel and Anthony Weaver as the defensive coordinator, they thought they could do that and just hopefully things go their way. But they were just covering up the fact that they need to rebuild
hmm
because one once Tyreek went down, their season was done last year. But Tua's regressed. Their defense was not good. Um, the only like competent player on their team was probably Achan and Waddle, but like Waddle didn't. It's because Tua was so bad that he didn't have the production that we all know he can put up.
hmm
So like with these draft picks, for their sake, I like it because they need to go young and they need to build through the draft.
Yeah, but they better hit.
They can sign guys
They
here
gotta
and
hit.
there, but with the 99 million, with the over 100, probably I think it's like $150 million cap it for all the
Mhm.
guys they've let go.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think.
that for they can sign some guys, but for the most part, they need to rebuild through the draft, get
mhm.
young, and just go from there and see what you
All,
can build in the next 2 years.
all I'll say is before we move on, they have to hit on those picks. Because if it was Howie Roseman, if it was John Lynch from the Niners, if it was even Omar Khan from the Steelers, I feel like
Who's
there
a
would be
what
there would be
Les Snead
less need
on the
as well.
Rams?
Like
Costa.
you like I'm not saying it against the GM because this the GM's first time doing this, so like I ain't gonna say nothing to him, but
Their GM,
you
well, at least
you
last year
gotta
was
hit
terrible.
you gotta hit this draft. You gotta make sure you get the right guys in the building because if you don't, it's just going to be another dumpster fire, and then you just wasted those 2 picks for nothing. So for Miami, yes, the picks are nice having 2 first-round picks, but you got to make sure that you get these right, and you got to make sure that they are people who will come into the building and be absolute game changers, whether it's on the defensive side or the offensive side of the ball.
I think you got to go. I think you got to go foundational picks on the offense and defensive side. In my opinion, I think they need to go. I know this isn't exciting for Miami considering all their fans are used to Tyreek and Tua and
Waddle
Waddle
and
putting up
Achan,
70 points and
even
Achan.
John knew when he was there.
So I know this probably isn't exciting to hear, but
You
they
gonna say
need to
lineman?
go offensive line
Got it.
and they need to go defensive line. You need to start with a guy that can protect, like start with a guy that can protect your quarterback that you just invested money in, and a guy that can get after the quarterback, or at least either edge or defensive lineman interior. I think those are the top 2 picks for them because I don't think they can't go into the draft and be like, hey, we're gonna draft tight end and a wide receiver. What is that like? I'm sorry, you're not at that position to where you can be like, hey, let's draft a flashy piece. Let's let's draft the Ferrari instead of the
Would that surprise you?
what's
It's
a
Miami.
like a
Cadillac,
Subaru
Corvette,
or a minivan, like a reliable guy, not
minivan.
flashy.
Why'd you say Toyota then? Don't say a minivan. Minivan is crazy.
Okay, Kia Carnival.
Sure, if that's what
That's
you
a
want to
really
lean.
nice minivan, dude.
It's okay. It's not.
But that's what I think they have to do if they want to start the
Okay.
rebuild off on the right foot.
I mean, they've also gotten a lot of tackles and stuff in the draft. So like, if they were to get a tight end or something, at least in the second or third, it wouldn't. I wouldn't be against it. But I
No,
also know that
overall, I think they should
yeah.
like a majority of their picks should be on either of the lines. But they can like later in the
Yeah, no, I
draft
agree. They can make it work. They can make it work for sure.
like pick up some wide receivers or something
Yeah.
like that.
But like
But
anyway, we've talked too much about the Dolphins and Broncos, so we will
well,
digress,
that's probably the
move
biggest thing
on.
that's happened in the last week.
I don't disagree. So now we're just gonna get to some other little tidbit news in free agency. Anything that's really stood out for us that we've seen so far in the past week. Um, Justin Fields to the Chiefs is one that I think is interesting.
I like it for his sake too.
For his sake, yes. Um,
He might be a backup from now on, but this will help
he'll be
him.
he'll be he'll be a great backup though. I think this is collateral damage for Patrick Mahomes not being ready week 1. I think
Possibly.
if I think if he is ready week 1, then Justin Fields will be he'll just be in the back. He'll be learning from Patrick Mahomes, which is great. Um, if Mahomes isn't ready and Justin Fields is the starting QB, I think that would have been better than Chris Oladukin or whoever the heck was their backup at this point. Because that wasn't Minshew. Minshew's now a Cardinal. So I think
Who is their backup?
he.
I don't even know. Before
I
that, I
think
don't know.
Justin Fields is going to be a
He's gonna be a
solid.
backup.
He's gonna be a solid backup for them. Because they have all the pieces now that they already had there, and Kenneth Walker. So, and Andy, if anybody can use Justin Fields well, it is Andy Reid. So I trust Andy Reid to use Justin Fields wisely in their offense to keep them afloat until Patrick Mahomes is 100% healthy and ready to come back. So I think this was just collateral damage to the ACL injury from Mahomes.
I agree. I think I like this for the Chiefs and for Justin Fields because I think he needed to get out of New York.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't gonna be the starter.
Gino was there, so like, yeah, it was kind of it's
Um,
Gino's team now.
like I think the Jets were ready to move on because he was terrible in New York. So but I just
It's the
think that
Jets.
if if Justin Fields has to play week 1, I think you have Andy Reid as your head coach and you have Bieniemy back. I think they
True.
can dial up a game plan that could be pretty freaking good for Justin Fields. With Kenneth Walker,
That's
you do
QB
some
proof.
RPOs, you do um some like play action with those two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's don't get crazy with Justin Fields throwing the ball, but him and Kenneth Walker running the ball, I think that could be at least for one game.
You
But
know how I feel
overall, I
about
think
you know
him
how I feel
learning,
about Justin Fields. You know how I feel about him.
yeah,
You know how I
you know
feel
how
about him.
I feel
So I
about him.
don't. I do, and
Um,
I don't want to go into this tangent again.
but
Um,
I think for his career and his development, I think this is good because he gets to be under one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen, and
true.
one of the best head coaches we've ever seen. So
Also true.
that's a good combination to go learn from.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the only other thing I was gonna bring up for like free agency wise was just that I'm
Dallas
sad
Goddard.
that Keaton Mitchell is gone. He went
Where'd
to
he
the
go?
Chargers.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah,
He
yeah,
went
yeah.
with Kohler. I was just sad. It's gonna be so weird seeing him in a different uniform.
Oh
It's gonna be
shoot, did we
weird
talk about
seeing.
Kyler? Did we talk about Kyler?
I don't know, do we?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, we can bring that
Kyler's a
up now.
Viking. Hey. I
But
guess we should talk about that one, but I mean, finish your point. I'm sorry. I just
no, you're
realized
good.
that we
You're
didn't
good.
talk
You're
about
good.
Kyler Murray.
I don't know. Just that I'm sad. It's gonna be weird to see all those guys in different uniforms. Obviously, like Likely and like
Picard,
McCard,
Lindenbaum.
Linderbaum, Kohler, Mitchell. Like it's all gonna be weird. But I really loved Keaton Mitchell, and I think he was a little underused in Baltimore for how much speed and explosiveness that he has. But yeah, I just want to bring up that I'm sad about that. But I'm happy with where the Ravens are currently at, and I don't think they're done because they just brought in Njoku yesterday.
Hmm.
Dave Njoku.
Sorry, my laptop is acting funny. Yeah, they did get Njoku. Yeah, 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 yeah.
He visited the Ravens yesterday.
I didn't even hear they got Njoku. They got Njoku?
No, he visited them yesterday.
Ooh,
They
that's
brought him
interesting.
in,
That's interesting.
but
That is
I
interesting.
would love Njoku. There's some fans are like, no, we need to go young. Like this doesn't move me. I'm like, I get it, but
He's a
one,
stud
we
tight
have
end.
Durham Smythe on a 1 year contract, and just give Njoku a 2 year deal with an out after 1 year, and then we don't like who knows what's gonna happen with Mark next year. We don't know.
Also true.
He might
Also
not be
true.
on the Ravens in 27. So like you
Yeah.
could still like end up drafting a tight end or two, like
Mm.
keeping one on the practice squad or something, or I don't know, have him one of them play special teams or Smythe for the most like he can be like he's the Kohler replacement, so he's more of a blocking guy. So you could use him in that situation, in those situations, and special teams, and like you could still go draft two tight ends. Like I don't see why you wouldn't, because like
No, I
eventually
hear
you
you.
want to get younger in that room, and like,
I mean, yeah, the Ravens are still in a win now state as a team and as an
but I would love
organization.
to
That
choke you.
they're at it. They're getting Njoku would just help them benefit their chances exponentially. But we got to talk about Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray, I think it was last week or a couple of days ago, he officially signed with the Vikings for a 1 year deal. Got a veteran minimum. And so he
See ya,
just got the 1 year
JJ.
deal. So he will potentially be on another team after this year is over. But I
You wanna
think
know
this
my
was best
prediction?
case scenario for the Vikings. I think when you the floor Kyler Murray can give you is a very safe floor because you know that he has the upside with his athletic ability. Um, I know a lot of people are going to say that he does like he hasn't been the quarterback that we saw in 2021, which was a long time ago. I'm not denying that. The last time we talked about him and he was relevant was 2020, 2021. But I
Me and D
think
Hop,
you get him weapons like a Justin Jefferson, like a Jordan Addison, if he's not running from the
Hawkinson,
police, or TJ Hawkinson.
Aaron Jones.
Um, like there's a lot more there for him, and you get a coach like Kevin O'Connell, who, other than JJ McCarthy, has been QB proof up until this point. So I think getting Kyler there, yeah, it's on a 1 year deal, but like this is basically, and this is my own opinion, so don't take this as fact. I think this is a prove it year for Kyler Murray. I think he has to prove not only to himself, but he has to prove to the NFL and to the fans and to all the other teams out there, like, hey, I still have value. I still have enough in the tank to get teams where you guys want to go. Y'all just have to trust the process a little bit. So this is basically the year, and he can't really have an excuse because he has a great weapons. The O line is average to above average, and the defense is pretty dang good. So like, and you have a great coaching staff. So like, legitimately for me, Kyler really doesn't have an excuse to not go out there and perform. Now he is going into the NFC North, which is a very loaded division with the Lions and the Bears and the Packers and all that. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, but at the same time, you want to prove yourself. You want to be a guy that says you're going to be one of the top guys in the league. That's a great division to go and prove yourself out there. So I'm excited to see what he does with that team, and I hope everything goes well for him because I think Kyler Murray's a great football player. I think he's one of the more guys I've seen that's like athletic, like beyond anything I've ever seen.
That
So
draft, he was not a ninth
he was
overall
number one
pick in the
overall.
draft, MLB draft.
Exactly. So like he's a stud. So hopefully he can
And he won a
do good things
Heisman,
in Minnesota.
right? He won a Heisman, right?
I'll double check. You talk about it. I'll double check.
But I do okay. I do agree that considering it's a 1 year deal, I think that is a prove it deal. Just because I think the Vikings want to just be safe in the way of like we haven't seen Kyler be what Kyler can be in a little bit now. One reason is he's been injured. Um, Other reason is he just hasn't lived up to the hype and the draft spot first overall
Someone said he has the
and
floor of Sam Bradford.
the talent that he has not played up to that level in totality of his career so far. So, but you want to know my prediction? I
Okay.
think he's going to Minnesota. I think he balls out
hmm
and I think he has a better season than Sam Darnold did. Maybe not record wise, but statistically, I think he has a better season. And then I think he re-signed with the Vikings for like 4 years.
It's possible.
I think Kyler ends up being the Vikings' future quarterback. Their franchise guy. Because if, in my opinion, if I love Sam Darnold, if Sam Darnold can do it and Geno Smith can do it, I think Kyler Murray can do it. Like revitalize his career somewhere else.
hmm
He's like he's 1,000
Yeah,
times more talented than them.
I think at this point we've seen a lot of quarterbacks not do well on the teams that they were drafted on, but then they leave and then they play great on other teams that give them a chance. So, is it possible that Kyler can do it? Absolutely. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, all the guys you mentioned, but also Baker Mayfield is probably the biggest example because
Baker,
you go to a team like the
it's
Browns
another
and
one.
then you split time with Andy Dalton in Carolina, who by the way is an Eagle, which is very funny. And then you go to the Rams, have a great game, and then you go to the Bucks, and now you're up there with the top 10 QBs in the league because you just kept proving yourself. So Kyler just has to go out there and prove himself. And he like and when but I'm gonna retract what I said before I say that he doesn't have an excuse. I think the media is gonna make it an excuse, and a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, like something's gonna happen, and they're gonna be like, oh, that's not Kyler's fault. But I think
Well, I
it's
mean,
just
he
kind of a
really
thing where
does it
you
now.
I know. So, but that basically, I'm just trying to say is control what you can control. So Kyler just has to control what he does out on the football field, and then whatever else happens that's outside of his control, he just has to let God do that. He has to let God work that out because at the end of the day, he just has to control what he can control, and that's how he
Yeah,
plays on the football field.
yeah. For Kyler, I just think I think you got to just go to Minnesota and like what you said,
Put your head down and go to work,
like
man. Put your head down and
focus
go to
on what
work.
you can control and focus on being the best version of Kyler Murray that you possibly can, and so that you can go out there and like shut some people up about
Yeah,
you.
I mean, he has a lot of motivation. I mean, he's going to a team that he's loved since he was a kid. So now this is a dream come true playing for the team that he loves. a lot of people are hating him in the media, sports media, and like all over everywhere. So like he has a lot of haters in the behind his back, and also like he's not getting any younger. He's only like 29, so like he's getting in like the back half of his career. But at the same time,
Really?
like
Or is he like is he
I think he's
29?
29. I believe he's 29. I can
I didn't
double
think he's
check to
that
make
old.
sure. I can double check
Didn't
and
he
make
get
sure.
drafted in like
28. 28.
28?
So I was a year off. But not like he's getting like the better half of his career, but like his prime is almost gone. So like you
I don't know.
gotta
I
cook
think he might
while
be in
it's
the
hot.
middle of his prime.
So you could say that, but like he's been injured so much, we don't know what his prime really looks like.
Maybe not.
2021 was like athletically, that was his prime. Athletically, that was like the best Kyler Murray we've seen play football.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It just
And then the past
depends
couple
on
years,
the
it's just been
player, but
injuries and
quarterback
off the
wise, this
field
is his
drama
prime.
that like he's never gotten back from.
Yeah. I mean,
And you
I'm
know
just
it's
saying that
bad.
because
You know it's bad that he's healthy, but Jacoby Brissett starts over him and does well.
yeah,
That's how you know it's bad.
he threw for a lot
And
of
I'm not saying,
yards.
that to say that Jacoby Brissett's better or that Kyler. Like every season is different, every year is different, new challenges, new experiences, blah 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 blah. So there's some nuances with that, but at the end of the day, like Kyler, he is a number one overall pick. Like there is some I don't want to say scrutiny, but like there's some like
Criticism?
expectations that come with that,
Oh. Yeah.
knowing that you're a number one overall pick. But anyway, I expect him to do well. I hope he does well. Um, I mean, he has Justin Jefferson now, so like, I mean, you got a great wide receiver to throw to.
And
Um,
also with this head coach, I think besides JJ, I think JJ's done, by the way. At least starting.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't think JJ's getting that job back. So besides JJ, Kevin O'Connell has he's taken Case Keenum to an NFC title game.
Mhm.
So I just believe in Kevin O'Connell. I think he's one of the best offensive minds in the league, along with being one of the best quarterback gurus or quarterback coaches or whatever, or quarterback head coaches, whatever you want to call them. I think with Kyler Murray's skill set, I think he balls out in Minnesota.
Yeah, dude.
So
Did you see? Something came on my feed that T.Y. Hilton officially retired.
I didn't know you.
I didn't
He
know
was
he was.
not
I didn't know he
retired.
was still. I didn't know he was still trying to get playing time. So I was just like,
I don't know if he was trying or he just
"Oh, where'd
hadn't
that come from?"
officially retired yet. Because some guys
Maybe.
just don't do it right away and just chill out and see if something comes up
Mhm.
eventually. But obviously
I
nobody
mean, even
wants
Jarvis
T.Y.
Landry
Hilton
saying that
anymore.
he's ready to make a comeback if a team wants
Who?
him. Jarvis Landry, he was like, "Give me 2 years and I'll be back." And I was like, "Okay, man. I mean, shoot,
Two
you do
years?
you." That's what he said. That's what he said, not me.
How old is
So
Jarvis Landry right now? He's
I
gotta be 34 or something. Maybe not that.
probably no,
That
he
might be an
probably is
exaggeration,
33.
but
33.
okay, so you'll be 35 by the time he's ready?
Well, 35 would be November, so like he'd be 30. He'll be 34, about to hit 35.
Yeah, okay, so
Hey, if
34-year-old
Darren Waller can
34
make a
going
comeback
on
to the league, if
35-year-old.
Jarvis Landry wants to do it, I'm not gonna say no. Okay,
I'm
so
just saying I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying
mhm.
if he did it, don't expect much.
I don't disagree, but at least he can do it.
Don't go
Philip
out there and
Rivers
be
did
like,
it.
"Oh my gosh, we got
Philip
Jarvis
Rivers did it, and
Landry."
he looked kind of competent against the Seahawks.
Who?
Philip Rivers did it, and he looked kind of competent against the Seahawks.
That's different than wide receiver.
How is it different? How? It's
Than a
quarterback.
wide receiver?
That's quarterback. That's the most important position on the field, and he's like 40. That's
Yeah.
older.
You know how protected those dudes are now? And
Sure.
it's not like Philip Rivers is like at 45 is trying to throw 60-yard bombs down the field. He's throwing max 20-yard passes. And
Because he's old.
he had a great O-line in Indy.
He had okay O-line in Indy. It wasn't a great O-line. It was okay.
Okay, way above average.
Okay, no, just above average. You don't have to say way above average.
They have a good line in Indy.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. They
I'm
not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're great. Okay. So anyway, let's get to the games. It's game time. Let's get to game time. All right. So I got a
game
bracket
time.
and then I got a game. We're gonna get to the bracket first. So I have
Cue it up.
I'm trying to cue it up. I'm trying to figure out how to say it, man. Anyway, this is an overrated NFL players bracket. I have 16 guys here. And me and Jake are gonna figure out who's gonna move on to this bracket because March Madness is upon us. It starts tomorrow. So, we're getting into our bracket mode right now. So now
I
we're gonna
haven't
do some
watched a
brackets. It's fun.
second of college basketball.
I've only watched one game and it was UNBC versus Howard, which was a very fun game to watch, actually. So shout out to them. But I'll be locked in once Thursday comes around.
I'll root for UMBC if they get in the tournament.
They didn't. Howard won. But, they lost. They were already out.
Oh, that was the play-in game?
That was the play-in game. So yeah, they got knocked out. It was a very close game. Dang. They lost by like 3. So
UMBC
it was very close.
And beat another 1 seed.
No, they can't.
That's a shame.
But anyway, I love the matchups that me and ChatGPT worked a little bit on this one, but like the matchups that I made with him, I kind of cooked. So I want to see your reactions to these. So first matchup we have
I'm ready.
Dak Prescott
boy.
Versus Kirko Thuggins.
Dak Prescott.
He's more overrated than Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Okay.
He's the highest paid quarterback in the league, and he can't get it. He can't even get past the divisional round one time. Mm-hmm. And he's been in the league since 2016.
When I say that, it's crazy. When I say that, it's wild.
You're comparing him to Kirk Cousins, though. Kirk Cousins ain't ever been a superstar.
Yeah, Minnesota.
His agent has gotten him some money.
Minnesota, he was solid in Minnesota. I will give him that much.
Okay, but he's not like no one like you know what I'm saying. Like nobody's putting Kirk Cousins on the level of Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. At least in like what they should be able to do.
Next name, I got Trevor Lawrence versus Brock Purdy.
Are you writing these down so we know who's
I have a bracket
up against each other? Oh, okay. Say it again. Sorry.
Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy.
Trevor Lawrence, as good as he was last year. I like Trevor now. You're making me pick between these two. I gotta pick somebody.
Why did I say it was good matchups? You know what I'm saying? I cooked.
Exactly.
Oh,
and
but
Brock
anyway,
Purdy's almost won a Super Bowl.
I don't disagree. But he was also the last pick, so I don't know. I'll pick Trevor. Now that you say it like that, I'll say Trevor as well. But yeah, I think Brock Purdy's a very, very underrated QB in this league, and y'all need to stop disrespecting him. Y'all gotta stop.
Brock Purdy?
Yes.
Are you pointing at me?
No, I'm pointing at the world, not just you. Because
I don't disrespect Brock Purdy.
I'm sick and tired. No, I'm just sick and tired of people coming at my man Brock Purdy because he had a great system when he got there. God forbid the last QB in the draft gets drafted to a great system. So, bite me.
That's fair.
Next matchup, Justin Fields, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Wow.
Like Justin Fields has never been good.
This is the designated Justin Fields hater in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. He's been a Justin Fields hater since day one. You've been a hater of Justin Fields since he was a Bear. That's facts. Okay,
I don't hate the dude.
Yes, you do.
I just don't think he's a good quarterback. There's a difference.
The only reason I'm really defending it was he was a Steeler at one point, so that's all I got.
Exactly. So stop defending him.
So I could do it still. He's still good. Hey, I'll say Jared. I'll say, hey. So is your quarterback. Your quarterback is literally called a running back. So shush.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shush.
Who is one of the best? Or who has the single season best passer rating of all time? Lamar.
I don't disagree, but guess what?
Who can't throw 25 touchdowns in a season? Justin Fields. without throwing 25 picks along with
Because
it.
he was on the Jets. Golly,
Okay, he
brother.
wasn't good on the
On
Bears.
the Jets. He was okay. He was average. And he was good with the Steelers. He
Okay,
was. He
this is the
was.
last thing I'm gonna say about Justin Fields.
Good night.
He
Here we
was
go.
4-2 on the Steelers. They
Yes,
barely
he was.
scored any touchdowns.
Respect his name. Hey, a win is a win. Why
Just saying.
can't you get that through your head?
I'm just saying because he didn't throw the freaking ball, Jesse.
Because the fact of the matter is if you
And
would
your
have beat
defense
us
won the
week
games.
18, no, if you would have beat us week 18 last year, you know what you would have told me? You would have said a win is a win, and we would have moved on. Yes, you would have. I know you. You would have
Yeah,
said a
because you
win is
know
a
who would
win
have won the
because
game
it's a
for
close
us?
game.
You know who would have been credited for winning us that football game?
Who?
Lamar. Really? Based on his 2 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter, you're not going to say that?
You wouldn't have said about Aaron Rodgers with his also two passing touchdowns that he had. So whatever. We'll move on. I digress.
I
Anyway,
would have given Aaron Rodgers the most credit. Yes.
all right. Tua versus Russell Wilson. Let's move on before my
Just
pick.
saying.
I probably would say Tua.
Tua versus Russ?
Yeah,
Tua.
because Russ has a ring. Tua does not.
He also hasn't been good in years. So
Who?
Russ.
I don't disagree, but he still got it.
I'm just saying at this point,
And when
Russ
the man
isn't
was
like
good, he was a top QB in the league.
I know. I'm saying just at this point, he hasn't been like
No one's
anything
denying that. I
lately.
know how. Yes, he's not great. No
All right,
one's
next
denying
one.
that. CeeDee Lamb, Scary Terry.
Oh boy. Oh man. Terry.
I was gonna say CD.
The most over that's hard.
But
Between
like,
them two.
he's not. But like,
I know Terry's been very consistent this whole year, but like CD's been the best receiver in football before.
And
if
how long
not
ago was
last
that?
year.
How long
Maybe
ago
not
was
last
that?
year. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure he had the most yards 2 years ago. Or at least he's been top 3 multiple times.
He's just never like ascended to the wide receiver that we know he could be. He could be better than Jamar Chase.
He's been a top 3 receiver.
Yeah, but he could be better than those two.
Okay, nobody's gonna put him above Jamar and Justin. As long as they're healthy.
He could put him over Justin at this point because Justin really hasn't done anything yet in the past couple years.
Well, last year.
You could make an argument.
The year before it was Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing, but I'm saying this past year you can make that argument.
Well, yeah.
I'll say Terry.
Saying, like,
I agree
overall.
with you. I'll agree with you and say Terry, but I think when you look at CeeDee Lamb, I mean,
that's
probably
tough
the definition of overrated.
Terry's been so consistent, but I don't think CD's overrated. So,
okay. DK Metcalf, Christian Kirk.
DK, I'm sorry. Christian Kirk ain't even close to overrated, dude.
What in the world? Yes, he is.
Christian Kirk? Are we talking about the same person?
Yes, I'm not talking about Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. I'm talking about Christian Kirk. All right. Look, he I don't even know how to say it, but like Christian Kirk has never been like this great receiver.
Yeah, nobody's ever considered him that.
And I'm not, but DK's like.
You mean Slant Boy 2.0? I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry.
And you say that? Who is on your team? Zay Flowers. So what are we talking about?
You're calling Zay Flowers Slant Boy?
Slant Boy. He is.
I would like you to go watch Zay Flowers highlights.
He's Mr. Fumble over there, so I don't even want to hear it from you.
I would like you to go watch.
I'm a fumble to football in game time moments to win football games, bro. That's what he does.
At least they've been in that situation.
You still don't have a ring, so what are y'all talking about?
I'm sorry. I mean,
you have the best quarterback in the league, and
Okay,
y'all
can you
can't do
do this
nothing with
for
it.
me real quick? If you're gonna call Zay Flowers slant boy, go watch some of his highlights and tell me how many slants you see.
I'm gonna see like 5 out of 10.
Watch his highlights from last year.
I'm not gonna watch it right now. We're in the middle
No,
of
not right now.
recording.
I'm not
Goodness
saying right
gracious!
now. I'm saying
I still pick Kirk.
after this. I want you to watch his highlights from last year and text
Oh,
me
yeah.
and say how many slants you saw.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
All right, but I'll still say Christian Kirk.
All right. Now we got to come up with something.
No, I'm kidding. I'll say DK. He
Dang, you're gonna say your own guy.
objectively he is.
All right, next
Objectively
one.
he is. Yeah, and you're the one that's making me say that.
I ain't making you
Freaking
say anything. I
yes,
was gonna
you
do like
are.
rock paper scissors to decide it.
Kyle Pitts, Debo. It's got to be Pitts. It's got to be Pitts.
Mm,
Why are you thinking about this? Why are you thinking about
Debo.
this? Why?
I mean Pitts. I mean Pitts. But I think if he's used correctly, he can be an all pro.
Which he hasn't.
Well,
He hasn't since he's been drafted because he was under Arthur Smith, who is the worst offensive coordinator / head coach I've ever seen be on a football field, and he should never have a coaching job ever again.
he's at Ohio State.
Yeah, and I hope Ohio State burns to the ground. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Whoa.
He's gonna make that offense so bad, bro. It's not even funny. He's gonna make who's the receiver right now? Is it Jeremiah Smith or am I thinking somebody else?
Yeah, that's their guy.
Yeah, he's gonna make Jeremiah Smith want to go on the portal transfer and get away from Ohio State.
You
That's
know
how
he's not
bad
their
Arthur Smith
OC,
is gonna
right?
be. Huh?
You know he's not their OC, right?
He's head coach.
No, that's Ryan Day.
So who's the? Yes, he is the OC. They literally made him OC. What the heck is he then?
It's Chip Kelly.
So who's OC? So what the heck? Why? What is he doing
Chip
on the team
Kelly's
then?
OC.
So what's he doing on the team? What is he doing?
I don't know. He might be an offensive assistant.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to a man who just keeps running the football to kingdom come, bro.
All right, what's the next one?
No, because now I'm intrigued. I want to know what his freaking. Yeah, he
Well,
was hired as the Bucks offensive coordinator.
oh,
So what are we
he
talking
was?
about?
Oh, maybe I was
The
wrong.
Buckeyes
Maybe I just
offensive
saw him
coordinator.
at a practice or something.
Yeah, man. I know what I'm talking about. Get that
You didn't
mess
say
out of
the
here.
Bucks.
Buckeyes.
Oh, he's their OC?
Yes.
Where'd Chip Kelly go?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Oh, maybe I missed that. I thought
Parsons
I thought
versus
Chip Kelly was there. He was there last year.
he was, but not anymore. Parsons versus Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing. That one was made by ChatGPT. So I
All
didn't really care about
Trayvon
that one.
Diggs is good at is getting interceptions. He can't cover.
All right. Next round. We are now in the. We gotta make this quick. Round 2. Dak
Okay.
Prescott, Trevor
Ready.
Lawrence.
Dak.
No disagreements there with me. Jared Goff, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua.
I agree. Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf. This is DK.
Which one? Sorry.
Scary
DK.
Terry versus DK.
Scary Terry versus DK.
Yep.
DK.
Yep. Pitts versus Trayvon Diggs. Diggs.
Yeah.
Even though Pitts is close.
Even though Diggs isn't on a team right now, but
I know that's true. Semifinals: Dak Prescott versus Tua.
Ooh.
Now these two are neck and neck. I won't be mad at either or. I probably lean towards Tua, but I'll say Dak.
I mean, if you're the
and then
highest
DK,
paid, you should be better than
I know
you
that's
are.
true. But also, I mean, Tua made a lot of money with the Dolphins as well.
He did. But
DK versus Diggs.
didn't we just do that?
No, but DK versus Scary Terry.
Oh yeah. Diggs.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. All right. We got two Cowboys legends and the finale. We got Dak Prescott versus Trayvon Diggs. Who's taking on the chip?
Dak.
That's the most. All right, and your winner, Dak Prescott, is the most overrated player in the NFL. Let's go. Shout out to you, Dak.
Good job. You won
Shout out for
something.
being horribly bad.
There you
Can't
go.
even get a ring outside of football and in football. We'll give him a championship right here. Look at that, man.
Dang.
We're just
That
nice like that.
was
You know what
that
I'm
was a
saying?
shot.
I know Cowboys fans are gonna hate me for it, but honestly, I don't care.
Who cares?
What are they gonna do? But anyway, now I'll get to let me get
That
the
was a
next
low
game up here
blow.
real quick. What are they gonna do? They're not gonna
All
fight
right.
me.
What's the next game?
Okay, so the next game I got. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get the stuff up here. All right, so this is one's got to go forever. So basically, I'm gonna give you four criteria, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have to name one that has to go that will never come back ever again.
Got it.
You get that? Okay.
Yep.
So, oops, sorry, camera went away. All right, first one. I'll do an NFL. We'll do an NFL one because I have like different
Oh
other
gosh.
different ones.
Sorry.
That we could get into. So, this one's cool. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs.
One's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Stephon Diggs.
I'm leaning Tyreek Hill.
If he's the same Tyreek after his knee injury, then I'd
We
rather
don't know
take.
what he is after his knee injury. We haven't seen him yet.
I'm just gonna go off of what I've seen.
Okay.
I mean, Diggs is good. Okay, maybe.
Exactly. Now you're thinking about it.
But they're the same age, but they're different. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll stick with Diggs.
This was basically an NFC
And
East.
watch
This
him
is
end
funny.
up on my team.
That's true. Pick one team from the NFC East that's got to go forever. So Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Commanders.
Giants.
Cowboys.
I like making fun of the
We
Cowboys.
get rid of the one problem in the NFL, and that's the Cowboys glazing.
I like making fun of them.
Great, good for you, but I don't want to deal with them no more. Get them out of here.
And Jerry Jones doing stupid stuff is pretty entertaining.
We can get that. We could get that if Dan Snyder gets the Commanders back. So
He ain't.
I know, but we could.
So
But anyway, rock paper scissors. I'm still picking them. I'm picking the Cowboys regardless.
okay.
Ready? Rock paper scissors shoot.
What do you have?
Paper.
Oh, okay.
I had scissors. Rock paper scissors shoot. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Got it.
I like the Giants though. You're just mean. Anyway, all right. Ooh, you're gonna hate this one.
Okay.
So this will be interesting. All
That's
right.
fun.
One's gotta go forever. Sunday
Okay.
watching football,
Mm-hmm.
playing football,
Mm-hmm.
fantasy football,
Mm-hmm.
sports betting.
Sports betting.
I'd probably pick sports betting as well.
Because I like to play football and have fun doing that. I really love watching football, and I really like playing fantasy. And I could go without sports betting. So
I could also go without sports betting. So that I could agree to that. Okay.
like, you can still enjoy football and not sports bet, but you can't sports bet on football if there's no football.
Yeah. All right. Now I have a faith one since we are Christian men, obviously. So I'm gonna do a faith one. Got to go forever.
I don't know what this is gonna be, but
just lock in. It'll be fine. You got this. All right. So, this is good. Church community, personal quiet time with the Lord, serving, or fellowship events.
I feel like whatever answer you get doesn't sound good, but I'm gonna give one.
It does. It
I'm
does.
just
Either
saying.
way, it sucks. It sucks. I'm probably gonna say fellowship events, just because I could do that outside of the church.
That was gonna be
I
mine.
I could get people to come together and still hang out, so that wouldn't like
that's an event.
kill me. It's an
So
event. So
technically,
it's not like I need to have a church sanctioned event. We could just do something outside of the church.
yeah, I was
But
gonna say the
I
same
feel like if I
thing.
said serving or personal quiet time, that would be very, very bad.
Yeah.
I would not want
So
to say that.
yeah, mine was
Yeah,
gonna be the same thing because of basically what you said. I don't want to
yeah,
give up quiet time from with myself, like between me and the Lord. I don't want to give up. What was the other one? Serving. I don't want to
yeah.
give up that. And then what was the third? What was the other
Church
ones?
community.
Yeah, I don't want to give up being able to do with that with my friends and like
I agree. I agree
other
totally.
people
Yeah.
that I meet from church.
Mm-hmm. So
So
that stuff is important. No, for sure.
sorry,
All right,
but you can
and
do
then
the
this will
other
be the
thing through those things.
yeah, and then I have two more. We'll do another sports one, and then this will be the and I'll bring up a last one.
Okay.
This is gonna be all time QBs basically. So Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Now this is tough. This is tough.
Oh man. Um
Would it be horrible if we said Drew Brees?
no, because that's what I was leaning towards.
I was leaning Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, so you weren't gonna say Drew?
No, I was, but I also had he was also on my list. I think Peyton Manning and Tom Brady you can't really say.
It was
Um,
between Breeze and Rogers for
If you
me.
say Peyton Manning, I understand a little bit, but not to the point where I'm like agreeing with you. But I think if
I'm sorry,
anyone
you
would be
can't
the
get
one
rid of those Brady and Manning
duels, no,
battles.
they were one of ones.
I would never get rid of those.
But also Drew
So
Brees and Tom Brady whenever they played. I mean, yeah, it was scarce, but like when they did play, it was also solid games from both of them.
I'm going with Drew Brees.
I probably have to say Drew Brees, and that'd be a close one.
Sorry, Drew,
Um,
but
okay, and then last one really quickly, and then we'll go to Bible. Um, one's got to go forever: music, movies, sports, video games. This is tough.
dang.
This is tough.
Um
This is tough.
I'm between movies and video games.
I was between video games and sports potentially because
I can't get rid of sports.
I love my movies and I love my music.
Sports has
Music is
been my
staying.
entire
Music is
life.
staying. Music is staying. I'm not.
No, you
That's
can't get rid
staying.
of music.
No, that's staying.
And
That's stamped.
like
And I love video games a lot.
me too, but I can go without playing video games. I've done it.
Also true. Also true.
Like I don't even like the last time I played my
I'll
Xbox
probably
was a long time ago.
I'll jump the gun and say movies because I still have TV shows
I'm gonna say
and
I'm
I
gonna
can
say
live with TV
movies.
shows because I can live with
I
TV
don't
shows.
watch a lot of movies either.
You don't watch a lot of anything to be honest with you, but it's okay.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
That.
A lot
All
of
right, that's it.
YouTube
Hey,
channels.
good job. Good job. Good way to end it off for us. Now we got Bible. All right, what's the Bible verse, Jake?
All right, Bible verse of the episode is Philippians 4:6, which
All right, hit me with it.
is do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Philippians 4:6. And I picked this verse because personally, I've struggled a lot with throughout my whole life. Confidence, anxiety, maybe not to the extreme levels of some people, but
Stop it. Get
it
some
can.
help. I'm
Well,
sorry.
that wasn't very nice.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. But like it it can get pretty bad sometimes where it just leads to a lot of doubts and not believing in myself, so like confidence wise, but I just this just reminded me of that no matter what, no matter how hard it is, and I know that it's going to happen, like you're going to have doubt, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to lack confidence sometimes, but just like going to the word of God and praying and talking to God can give you peace, and just know that like he's always with you no matter what's going on. And even when you're feeling like that, just just talk to him. Like it can be in your head. Just ask him for peace, for confidence, to be there with you, cuz he always is. But just do that, because it really does do a lot more than you could explain. And he wants you to do that also. He wants to have a relationship with you. He wants you to further your relationship with him. And it's just something I still struggle with it. So, yeah. I mean, it's just something I go through a lot, but I just want to always go back to him and to the word of God, and just talk to him and remind myself that he is always with me, and that I
Mhm.
can do all things cuz he's with me,
Yeah.
even if it seems like I can't in some moments, that
Mhm.
he's going to get you through whatever anxiety you're going through. Whatever the outcome ends up being,
Yeah.
he's going to be with you always. So,
Yeah. Totally. All right. But yeah, no, I agree with everything Jake said. I think when this verse really reminds me about both um Marshawn Nealon and Rondell Moore and their deaths to suicide. One, it really reminds me that athletes are humans, and we gotta treat them as such. As much as we come up here and talk about how overrated a player is and how we talk about like they don't produce on the field, at the end of the day, they are humans too, and they all have stuff that's going on that we will never understand. So I still pray for Rondell Moore and even Marshawn Nealon's families and hope that they can find peace in this time of mourning and grief for a life that was lost, and things like that. But it really does also make you remind yourself that God's always there to talk when you're being anxious about something, and when there are times and moments when you feel like you're not doing enough, and you feel like the world is chewing you up and spitting you out. Might I say? And that's not even like an athlete thing. That's just everyday men and women go through
yeah.
those feelings. And when it says in everything, pray, what it's saying is that instead of worrying about it, because it says don't be worried, it's saying don't worry about it so much. Just tell God, ask God about it, pray about it, and then let him work on it.
Yeah.
And then just go with a joyful heart, and then just keep going day by day, because at the end of the day, like, and I want to say this to everybody, whether it's Jake and everybody else that's going to be watching this video, um no feeling is worth you losing your life over. No moment of I don't feel good right now doesn't mean that you should lose your life over it. And so that's why I'm always a person, and Jake knows this from as like me as a person. I'm always checking up on people when we're hanging out, be like, hey, how are you actually doing? Like what's going on? Like how is everything going on? Because that could be somebody's first time actually hearing somebody want to like listen to what's going on in their lives, and that means something to people. um but not only do we have us as believers to do that, we have a heavenly father who's listening to us all the time and could take all of our issues and things that are going on in the world, and he takes that and he tells us, hey, I'm still here with you. You are my child. I love you. I don't want you to be in pain. So I need you to understand, because it's like it says in John, in this world we will have trouble, but we are reminded that God overcomes. So at the end of the day, we are going to deal with a lot of things, but at the end of the day, God overcomes. Like
Mm.
he's death has been defeated, the devil has been defeated. Like at the end of the day, like if you believe in that, you're going to be in heaven forevermore with Jesus, worshiping, and that's all we have to worry about. Now, is that to say that we're supposed to be running around like happy, happy,
Yeah, it's not how
like
it's gonna
skipping
go, but
around like nothing's wrong? No, there is like the legitimacy is there
we're
is sin in the
humans.
world. We're humans. This we live in a sinful world, and people will do things that we don't like. But at the end of the day, we know where where our foundation is. We know where our victory is, which is in Jesus, and we know that we send everything to God. God gives us the peace that we can get through all of our anxiety and stuff like that. Um, but I just wanted to put that out there to say, like, man, if you're a person who is having a moment where you feel like you don't want to live anymore, go talk to somebody. Go find somebody, even if it's just like a 5 second call to your mom, your dad, one of your friends from college, or a friend that you hadn't talked to. I'll be like, hey, I'm struggling with something. Just let somebody know. It goes a long way, and it really will help you moving forward. And I just wish that, at least in the cases of Rondell Moore and Marshawn Nealon, that we had the opportunity to get those guys help when they needed it, because obviously, like, there was stuff going on outside of football that were it really took a toll on them.
Yeah.
And I know like the Rondell Moore thing happened like 2 months ago, and the Marshawn Nealon happened like way in the season. But like this verse really reminds me, like in times like these where you have anxiety and stuff like that, it's never an issue to go talk to somebody and go get the help that you need to be able to um, get your mental health straight, and so that you can be able to be there for your family and your friends, especially in times like this. So
Yeah. I I agree with everything you said. I mean, just also if you're someone that's going through something like that, just know, go talk to somebody. I know it's hard to sometimes, and sometimes you don't
you have to be vulnerable, and
want
that's a
to
hard
be
thing to do.
vulnerable, but it's not, nothing is worth losing your life over, like in that
Yes,
way or in any way, but especially like taking your own life. Nothing
and also
is
I just
worth
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And
and also
also,
for like grief and everything. Yeah,
yeah. And like anyone that's going through that, just know that whether you're a believer or not, Jesus does love you, and he died for all of us, whether you
whether you
believe in
believe it or
him
not.
or not.
Yeah, yeah,
He did that for everybody, from in the past to now to in the future. He did that for
yeah.
everybody. So
And then
just remember that somebody does love you.
mhm.
So
And just the last thing, and then we'll outro it, and then we'll call it a night. Um, it will get better. The fact of the matter is, like, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is something to look forward to. There is, like, find that thing to look forward to.
mm,
Like,
no matter how small it
I
is.
know me personally, like wintertime, seasonal depression is so big, because it's like it gets darker sooner, it's cold, it's snowing, like it doesn't feel great to be outside or to do anything. But I mean, you got to look forward to those days when it's going to be 70 degrees, sunny out. You get to see the sun, you get to hang out with people, and the sun will still be out at like 8, 8:30. Just find something, even if it's not even being outside, find something that you love, and remember that that will always be there, and that you can always strive towards that. Um, but yeah, anyway, Jake, do you have anything else before we call it a night?
Nope.
All right, beautiful. Thank you guys for turning into the Fourth Quarter Faith podcast. Again, like Jake said at the beginning of the video, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will know when all of our videos drop. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We love y'all. God loves you. He died on the cross for you, and he wants to know you as a person so that you can live eternally with him. And also, like I said, guys, if you need help, please go talk to somebody. Please find someone before it's too late, because we don't want to hear about another, not even like an athlete, anybody that's what in our family, in our circle, whether it's in the triple threat family or not. We don't want to hear people struggling with mental health. So like, please, if you need help, go find somebody. Um, but yeah, until next time, this is Jake. That was Jake Lightning. I'm Jesse Shalalo. Have a good one, guys.